Thank you for the alert, Captain Joseph. We are live. Let's play Monster Hunter Wilds. At least I look fancy. Before anything, turn that on. I joined the squad room. Okay. Yeah, I know. Let's go here. And then I think I actually have to do the Akuma thing to unlock Lagiacrus. Or as British people would say, Lagiacrus. Even though that's phonetically not even how it would be pronounced. Go fight Steve. Time to go fight Steve. Why am I not getting subtitles? Okay, I'm bored. The question of... Yeah, the question of, where are my subtitles? They aren't there. My shaders seem to run through fine. The game is running stably. Also, hello, operator. How you doing today? Forgot to ask that. But yeah, no, the game seems to be running fine on my end. So, I don't know if people are running into the same shaders compiling issue again. I'm just lucky I didn't run into it and have to do a complete reinstall before stream. I woke up late. Which is why the video that was supposed to come out today didn't come out. Sorry about that, by the way, people. Last night was kind of rough. Okay. I didn't bring any Stera jerky. Okay, it's Flame. It was roughly a stuttering mess. Oof. Yeah, I don't want to even know how Legaia Chris is going to go for me. Okay, say Creek, get over here. Take me back. Take me to the monster. As expected, they're all broken. Yep. They're all gonna be broken today. Usually reframe work doesn't need to do complete overhauls, just like one or two things gets it working again. the beauty of the RE engine they have is it's terribly easy to mod. And I say terribly easy because, to a degree, if you have something that's extremely easy to mod into, it can lead to some massive cheating issues. I'm not surprised on that one. Personally, myself, I would have rather had the Lagiacrys that doesn't need water, because it just kind of feels like to me Lagiacrys needs full-fledged underwater to work. But I'll see how this one feels. Is it bad that I already missed the older games? Because the older games required me to have traps, like, flash bombs and stuff like that. Yet, in this game, all I need is dodge extender and just damage. Bad that I already missed them. The older games where it's like, you need traps, you need flash bombs, you need prep, you need to think about, what are you bringing? Here, I just need healing items and bowgun. Because bowgun has infinite piercing. It feels like I'm playing a fighting game, compared to, like, contrasted to not actually hunting. Which is why the next video is called Monster Hunter, more like Monster Fighter. Yeah, I rip into the. I love talking about the conceptual artwork from the older gens and how it went into like the manga, with how the manga did so much more on the idea of the hunters actually having to struggle against them, and when they succeeded, it was truly a fight worthy of like just having a giant celebration. Now it just kind of feels like the hunters can do anything. They're unkillable. And they're only mortal in that they age. And that they can kill what were canonically believed to be unkillable monsters. In, like, Fatalis or Alatreon in some cases. Can I get up? Wow. That was, like, 4 divine protection procs in a row. Game. That skill's a little broken. But yeah, like, even when like O-Rage goes like a little too shonen, it still stays within the ground of like, okay, that can make sense if if wind was an element. Which, by the way, wind should really be an element in this game. It would be cool. Oh, hey, you did a shock trap. I really didn't need it, but thanks. Like, how wind is displayed in O-Rage is using it for mobility and deflecting things like fire or acid attacks. It's really neat with how it's shown to be used, and it would make a neat concept. O-Rage is also the manga that brought us the prototype weapon of Whipsword. Which, I kind of like. It's a cool idea. It looks like Ivy's sword from Soul Calibur when it's extended. Meanwhile, Senko no Kari Udo, which is just in English leading hunter, is just your bog standard monster hunter type stuff, which is really cool. And it's really down to earth. And I love it. It's 80-something chapters. It's just good. I'll be honest, it's just good. It's something what you'd expect from 2016. Downside is Senko no Kari Udo is no longer has the rights for any publication for outside of Japan because Viz lost the rights to it. So now you have to go to different sources to find it. I swear, Divine Blessing is just an absurdly broken skill. All I need is Dodge Extender, Divine Protection, and I'm fine. Dodge Window is not even all that important because the iframes from it are pitiful. It's not like Evasion 2 in the past where you had grossly increased amount of iframes. Okay, that was stupid. Divine Protection triggered 3 times in a row. Look, what are you currently testing right now for your copy of Wilds Operator? See if they crash the game. Pretty sure at least some of them are gonna crash it. I know it was 12 for World. I know it was 12 iframes for Dodge Window and World, which made Dodge Window really useful over Dodge Extender. But I don't know what it is in this game. It might, from just play testing, it seems like it's not as good. That, or monsters have attacks that just say, yeah, no, iframes don't matter. Because it genuinely could just be that, too. Because there are a few attacks in this game that I can just flat out say, yeah, the iframes just don't even care. Because they have hitboxes that last longer than whatever the extension is. Yeah, I assume it's just the second one, more so. This is light bowgun. I got a heavy in my pocket, but that's about it. Yeah, I have a feeling it's more so the second and not so that they directly nerfed the iframes themselves. They maybe could have affected it by 1 or 2. But more so I think it's the second, like you put, to where I just think generally there are more attacks in this game where you just can't iframe through them. And this and Light Bowgun in this game is actually Bo in a skin suit. Yeah. Yes. Steve, you're not making the game more entertaining. I don't need anything but damage. I don't need traps. I don't need anything. You just make it... Title Update 2, you're not fixing what the issue is. It feels like I'm playing a fighting game, Link. I want a hunting game where I get to hunt giant monsters, not a fighting game. This is why I've been mainly playing Frontier in the older games, to be honest. But no, the game's actually running fine, weirdly enough. Steve, just give me a minute. Cool, you got the game to run. Steve, I've had enough of your shenanigans. Turn around. useless. But yeah, no, Link, I've had this opinion even with World for a bit. Because World, it felt the same as well. Oh, this is a Slay quest. I can't do it. Okay. Because by the tail end of World, it was turning more into, okay, it's just going for spectacle over hunting. And there's a difference between, like, spectacle and, like, spectacle-driven stuff and hunting. You can have spectacle in a game that's based around hunting methodologies. But overall, this really lacks that. Like, the older games, as I put in the script for the next video, it is largely based on driven hunts. Where the idea of a driven hunt is to wear your target out over time by forcing it to keep moving. To always have it on the run. It's not really a thing now. If I talked about modern hunting, people would look at me like, what are you, crazy? The answer is, honestly, modern hunting sucks. I'm not even talking like in-game. I'm talking if you actually do real-life hunting now, so much hunting is genuinely not even for the purpose of obtainment of food and materials needed to survive. It's just done for trophy now. And that's largely the way I think about modern Monster Hunter, is it's more about the trophy than it is about the survivability aspect of it. Where even like Wilds, it talks about naturalist aspects of philosophy, about wanting to maintain ecosystem, but at the end of the day, the way it portrays that in gameplay is not even how it would be done. It shows more trophy hunting in aspect. Where, like, a naturalist aspect of it would be... Wherein, like, a naturalist aspect is in, like, how the older games... There was an actual benefit to capturing a target alive, where you would gain more resources. And that's an example of using everything of the animal. Where in a situation where, in a naturalist perspective of hunting, you're not using just certain parts of the animal. You're using everything. You're not just carving out specific parts and then leaving the corpse there. Every aspect of it had to be used. And that was shown very well, I think, World, where capturing gave you so many additional resources. Also, just a fun fact, if any of you are hunters in real life, and you get a deer, an alternative to mounting the horns is to take them, crush them into powder, bake it at 400 for about an hour, and then you have sodium, and then you have calcium bicarbonate. You have your own homemade baking soda. Just random thought there. That's why I used the example of Worlds Operator, because I genuinely think Worlds actually got that aspect of capturing something at its weakened state, that had to be removed from the environment, but still using everything from that specific example, in this case, animal or monster, correctly. Okay, now Scarlet Forest. Go talk to Eric if I can. If not, I think I have to go do the Akuma thing first. Yep, I gotta go do Akuma. Whoa. Or I'm not high enough rank. Which I don't know how I wouldn't be high enough rank. I'm literally 150. Project Fashion Hunter? Can we stop with this childish humor? This is not Project Runway. I gotta do a side quest to unlock, to get the door, to do it. I will be giving my assessment on this update, at the end of stream. But I bet that... Okay. But, as it sits, not the biggest fan right now. That... The childish humor is not helping. The Steve fight felt really boring, I'm gonna be honest. What? Please don't tell me I need to do the fishing quest. Okay. Capture Doshiguma in the Scarlet Forest. Okay. It returned in a very haphazard way. You still have full movement, but the way you deal damage is with latching onto the monster. Similar to Clutch Claw of the past, but not really Clutch Claw. Yes, I did a bit of research before starting stream today. Did you expect me not to? Wait, so I can get rid of her? I can get rid of her?! Yes! I can have Mr. I look like I should be in a boy band! "10 out of 10 feature!" It's an upgrade in my mind. Also, the 10 out of 10 feature thing was sarcasm. Okay. Out of the handlers, I like Eric more because he is kind of stupid. He's so stupid, he put himself in a Lalabarina nest. I'm not hunting a tempered. He has what I call min-maxed intelligence, absolute zero in wisdom. It is objectively worse in every way. Operator, it just is. I'm not fighting a tempered. I mean, yes, Japanese is inferior to the Monster Hunter language dub. Okay, I guess I'm hunting this. I'm kind of mad they got rid of it. I'm just gonna do this. It's easier. World's Handler is also a person I would put as min-maxed intelligence, absolute zero wisdom. And if you can't tell, those are kind of my favorite characters in most things. Oh no, she was not properly translated. You can go through and read the Japanese scripts for her. She is so far from mistranslated, it's kind of a travesty. If you look at the translation for for a good bit of the stuff throughout the games, yeah, I can see it. Like, some of the abilities are just poorly translated in general. And some humor that would normally be found in, like Japanese-only humor that doesn't have an American version or a worldwide version, they try to translate it over into, like, oh, something that's easily understood, rarely ever gets the same thing across. I have not done too much digging into Monster Hunter stories. I've mainly dug into the mainline games. I do own stories now. I bought those like a few months back. Neko means cat was a literal NPC in 3. Yeah. I noticed that in the village. Talk about hitting you over the head with a joke. Yeah. Sometimes they just don't do the jokes properly, man. Oh, by the way, update for people on Twitch. I got emotes done, and I have actual sub badges now. The new alerts will be coming. It's just gonna take time. I have to get them set up. It's gonna take maybe 1 or 2 hours to do because I have to do a bunch of adjustments and then get them sized and everything like that. I'm sorry to everyone on the YouTubes. I can't have alerts for YouTube going unless it's for, like, a feature I don't have yet. Because the simulcast thing that, because simulcast rules. But seeing how much bad traction that's been getting Twitch as of late, they might actually go in a way that favors simulcasting. Because it's hitting... It's actually not going in their favor, funny enough. Place bomb. I miss having 3 of them. I want more. Capcom, why did you remove me having 3 of the bombs and only give me 1 instead? Why? Why you do this to me? Why do you spite me so? It's not OP. Setting up a landmine trap that just deals like over 170 damage every tick. They activate it. It's not broken at all. Especially when you have weapons in this game that deal well over that in a single hit. Yeah, it has better stats. Issue is decos. Because they decided to make it to where, well, you want if you want access to all 3 deco slots having rank 3 decos, well, congratulations. You're stuck using these pieces of garbage. Which is also another reason why. Gonna be honest, man. In my first playthrough, the amount of times I carded was less than 10. I made it through the entirety of low rank without carding. And then I made it halfway into high rank. Didn't cart. Most of those carts were against the tempered monsters that you had to fight, so the tempered apexes. Even now, I still do not have many... I think I'm much less than... Don't think I have that many. I don't think I have over 100 carts in this game. Either over 100 or... It's either less than 100 or less than 200. Because this game is just very... To be honest, it's kind of easy. I wish there was a way to track how many times you've carded in this game. Here's the thing. I used to make that argument as well. I would no longer make that argument. I used to make that position, Link, and I no longer would make it. Because this game is objectively a lot easier than the past entries. Yeah, like that's the same thing. I still get my butt handed to me when I go on Frontier. Same thing when I play any of the old. Same thing when I play in the older games. I still get my butt handed to me. Like, in World right now, yeah, World is comparatively easier to the past games, but I'm still getting my butt handed to me. In some cases, because Bowgun and some monsters just don't get along with you getting the short end of the stick. Now, if say I was running Switch Axe and stuff, yeah, I probably would be carding a lot less. Because Switch Axe was my main in that game. Switch Axe is kind of my main in most games. I hope Master Rank changes my perspective on, hey, maybe they do more, they make hunts more interactive, they make inventory management needed, they make the actual hunting instead of a fighting game. I genuinely hope that they do so. But I don't... My trust in Capcom is very low right now. Hey, Bisley. I can only hope that the secondary team makes a game closer to the older games. And I am not excited for the stuff they announced for, like, Title Update 3 already, which is like, hey, we're gonna bring back RNG talismans like Rise had. I understand RNG talismans were a thing for, like, a long time in the franchise. But Rise's RNG for talismans was awful. Yes, they've already announced that they're going to bring back talisman RNG. But from everything it appears like, it's going to be akin to Rise. And Rise's RNG talismans were not good. Yes, on top of Deco and Argent farming. Are they trying to kill the franchise? I don't know. But it seems like they want to introduce so much RNG that it turns into an that you're basically playing a random numbers generator. The Guiding Lands was probably... It sounds awful. The Guiding Lands was probably my most loved and hated aspect of Wilds. A, because I could fight whatever I dang well wanted, which is what I loved. And B, it was every area enclosed into one, but I kind of didn't like the fact that if you had everything measured out, like, investigation-wise, you just saw everything. I have every armor piece wish-listed, so I know how much materials I need for every piece of armor. Oh, trust me, I'm with you, Beasley. That's the reason why I've been mainly playing Frontier. I'm thinking of going back to picking up For You after such a long break. I've been playing Expedition 33 again, doing a free aim only run, which is really fun. I may or may not. I may or may not be trying to defeat Sprong with only free aim before Painted Power comes in to play. Which is also before I fight any of the Axons. Or go to an old Lumiere. So it's gonna get really fun with Verso. I have not looked at, Steve's armor. But because I've been just playing so much Monster Hunter, that, I genuinely needed a break. Well, I started Expedition 33. Again. Come on, get over here. Okay. Yeah, it's so nice just to play a finished game, man. Like, the statement I made in... I don't remember if it was the last video or not. The video I was talking about with Expedition 33. Extra mission 2. Erica sent word that something strange. So a group is heads for base camp. Okay. No, frames didn't drop. YouTube could be doing YouTube things. Okay, let's look at the armors. One minute. Tessa! No! Back. Back. She was shoving her head. She was trying to go somewhere in my room that she can't be going right now. Little heathen eats cloth. And, the house is currently being worked on, so there's some clothing in, like, there's some clothing in a portion of the room that's blocked off. She's trying to shove her way through to it. Okay, so we have Adrenaline 5, Adrenaline Rush 5, Agitator 5, Evade Window 3, and Bleed Resistance 1 on the beta set. We have Adrenaline Rush 5, Evade Window 4, Agitator 3, Bleed Resistance 3, Counter-Strike 2, and Evade Extender 1. Not that bad. What do your skills do? Razor's Edge extends the duration of... Back. Bed. Yes. 1 second. Dog being insubordinate. Extends duration of Adrenaline Rush if triggered while the skill is active. Extends the duration once. Okay. Let's look at weapon. Blade scale honing. Narrowly evading a monster's attack while your weapon is drawn grants special sharpness. Okay. Don't tell me they... It's a spread gun! It is the worst ammo type in the entire game! Nearly evading a monster attack, grants special loaded ammo and applies coatings. Evading loads the currently selected ammo type automatically. You're only going to get to piercing piercing level 2 with a capacity of 2 shots. You're either going to be running it in you're either going to be running it in spread or normal ammo, both of which are awful compared to the option of, well, piercing, because piercing is objectively the best ammo type in the game. Capcom, just let us use crafted ammo again. And stop making guns that have this unlimited ammo BS. Let us have ammo variety again. Same ammo capacities, except this time you gain slicing for the heavy bow gun. Elemental ammo types are only better against very specific monsters, in which you can match it. Here's the thing. Many cases, you can't match it. Because in that case, what you're doing is, to have the ability to always match elemental ammo types, you're going to need to know the monster, the elemental resistance, and then before you go into the mission, you're going to have to change out your gun, the decos on the gun. You're going to have to change the gun, remove the decos before you change it, swap to a different elemental-based weapon, put those decos that you removed back onto the deco, to the one that you had, not to the one you had, to the one that you swapped to, and then load into the mission. Beasley, thank you for the tier 1 sub. You are the first subscriber to this channel. Ah, you're dating. But yeah, that's the best option. Get 4, technically 5 Arton guns, and then farm out a set of 5 sets of the same decos for each gun. in terrible RNG. That way you never have to change the decos and you don't have to worry about ever having to reslot them. Okay, then it's 4 sets if you don't want to include Dragon. Raspberry emote. Modding out the RNG is probably your best option to do that. It's one of those reasons why it feels like this game is basically playing an RNG simulator. And it genuinely is just boring, man. If I wanted to play an RNG simulator, you know what I'd play? I'd play Neo. None of you want to know how long those Neo challenge runs last. Let's just say 3 weeks minimum. Three weeks minimum because of the RNG. So if I wanted to play an RNG simulator, I'm playing Neo. And if they add, and if people don't speak up and they add rise level, and they speak up and they don't speak up and they add like rise level RNG talismans to the game, it's gonna be 3 different types of RNG grind. It's going to be so infuriating, man. I don't get why people find that peaceful. Chills in mods. Yes. Chills in mods indeed. They're trying to make it survive in a live service. In a live service era, and again, I point to Expedition 33, you don't need to be live service to succeed. Matter of fact, live service isn't really a thing that is genuinely a figure of succeeding anymore. I wonder if they're collecting statistics on perfect RNG collections. Oh, if they do and they put that out, I'm gonna laugh. It's gonna show that PC players objectively used mods to take out the RNG of it all. It should really tell that players don't want to interact with their systems. Yeah, it would. Hold it. I don't want to get on my sacred yet. Let me get off my sacred. I'm locked on my sacred. I wanted to show the one feature of this game that I actually enjoy. And it's not even that, it's not even like a part of the game, or it's not even like a part of like the gameplay or anything like that. It's the dances. Because for some reason they have a really good person who's really good at making models, really good animator and 3D modeler doing the dances. Oh, I can't dance. Yes, that'll. Yeah, they're spending their money on the wrong things. Yeah, that's like that's the part right there when you think about that. If the thing I'm enjoying is the dance emotes, they're spending their money in the wrong area. Live service can be done right, but in the modern era, to achieve a live service done right, the sad thing is, it's so rarely achieved that just achieving it is a miracle. Which is why, objectively, you're in a better position if you launch with a stable product at this point in time. If you can actually pull off doing live service correctly, better to you. Good job. You somehow did magic, but you did it. I think one game that did live service very well. There are more emotes. There are more emotes, but I'm waiting to get more emote slots. That just comes with time. Time and numbers. Thank you for the follow, Gaten. Yeah, pulling off live service correctly at the start doesn't mean it will guarantee you get it right all the way through. See World of Warcraft. That's true. World of Warcraft started out really well, and then you had it go down the hill. Same with Final Fantasy XIV. Started out really well. Not first 14. Realm Reborn 14. Realm Reborn 14 started out really well. Then it started slowly going down. Then it started going downhill with its most recent DLC. I think one that pulled off maintaining it and continuously maintaining good live service is specifically Space Marines 2. Because, weirdly enough, Space Marines 2, for the entirety of its time frame, did well at maintaining its live service model. It kept up the content, it kept up the quality, and did good with its promises. Going up on the fumes of the good old days and old content. Yeah. That I do know about 14 is it's been more or less surviving on its old content because its new content sucks. Its new content is trash. Yeah, Shadowbringer was a complete flop. And then Dawn Trail happened. And then Dawn Trail happened and made everything worse. Yes, it was commercially a success, and it boosted the game. But in terms of gameplay, it was bad. And then Dawn Trail happened. We all make that statement. Dawn Trail was a travesty, man. A genuine travesty. And the bad part is, if you want to get to the next update, if there is one, you have to play through Dawn Trail. So it's that moment of just like, hey, yeah, this terrible DLC content. Yeah, if you want to get to the next one, you gotta play through it. I'm not used to this thing's moves. Thank you for the person who followed on a platform that I can't acknowledge. Because one platform says no. The hunting is going well. Yes, 500 points for dog treats, and it can be redeemed twice. That's just twice a day, so... And it's one treat per. Basically, one treat to a dog, then the other treat to the other dog. Correct. The narrative is awful of Dawn Trail. But how are you doing today, Adzel? Adizel? Adzilla? I don't know how to say your name. I can. They're just not showing on screen. Worst part of... Yeah, the narrative is awful. The narrative for Dawn Trail is objectively terrible. Also... the voiceover work. The voiceover work for Dawn Trail is painful to listen to. Just to be honest. That voiceover work is some... I don't know who they got doing it, but... it's not that good. On. Survive. Especially the speed. Yeah, that makes sense now. That makes a lot more sense now, operator. Also, I don't have an Instagram. If people have suggestions for stream, I either put it in chat and or either put it in chat. Discord does not, the stream Discord does not have a room for that right now. And I do not take ideas. I do not have, I do not leave my DMs open. But yeah, that makes sense now, that you explain that, operator. Kind of makes a lot of sense with how bad some of the, with how bad some of the voice acting is. That's not what I wanted. Live. Yeah, it doesn't explain everything, but it explains the majority of spoken dialogue. I can agree with that. If I was going to play through Dawn Trail, I would set it to Japanese, like I always do for most games. I'm half tempted to set my Expedition 33 to French, just in all honesty. I'd rather play it with the native language going instead of the localization. More than 80%. 80% of the lines! That's a little stupid. Oh, that's actually really stupid. Divine Blessing saved me. I don't have... I just keep hitting armor. Got promoted. Her replacement has less than stellar career, apparently. Apparently! That's, That's a bad one. Got him running a theater company into the ground. That takes a lot to do. It's really hard to mess up a theater company. It's not that hard to make a theater company run. If you can do that, you shouldn't be in the position of a writer. Now making a theater company successful, that's a different story. Yeah, it does. It's to the point to where I would put it as Kojima is better. And I've made my opinion of Kojima's writing known. And when I say Kojima's writing is better than Dawn Trails, that says something. It's not a lobby code, that's a squad code. I am currently in the squad's room. Well, the squad lobby. Yes, dog treats happen on stream. Yeah, I should have just started using a melee weapon. I don't have a longsword crafted right now. First-person camera just for scenery. I want them to put an actual photo mode. Not the half-done one that they've done. But a proper photo mode. Because the photo mode they have now is honestly not that good. just gonna hit its back. I will check it in a minute. Yes, Uth is still the apex. Let's do this. So they do give you Clutch Claw. They give you underwater Clutch Claw. That's it? Can we just have this normally? I like Clutch Claw because you can fling monsters into walls. Ah, dang it. I gotta latch onto its back. I enjoyed Clutch Claw because it added an interesting 3D aspect to the fight. But eventually it did get to where it felt like, okay, now this is just a fighting game. Okay. I swear Divine Blessing is very powerful. Okay. Okay, I got the block off. I'm gonna die. Say, Creek, get over here. Ah! I don't talk much about Rise, because Rise is a very weird circumstance in which they did the best that they could with what they had when it comes to the base game. Sunbreak is when you start getting into the interesting aspect of it. And if I were to talk about Rise, I'd pretty much only be talking about Sunbreak. Okay, captured. Forgot this was a capture mission. I didn't want to... I should have remembered that. Oh, yeah, that's why I don't talk about Rise all that much. Those horns were almost impossible to get. Yeah.
というわけで、赤い竜が荒れていたのはラギアクルスというモンスターが原因だったんだ。そのラギアクルスはというと、この地域のずっと外、遠い場所から来たようだね。そんな体表の付着物とか肺電核の発達とで、奴がここに来たわけは記憶なか。僕らは素人か重い。奴らも
捕獲したラギアクルスは元の生息域へ送り返すが、
赤い竜も含めてどう対処すればいいか。
すまなかった。ありがとうございました。感謝。
皆さんお疲れ様でした。
アルマもありがとう。
Sorry, I was eating a snack.
だね。あのさ、君に話があるんだ。さっきは君がオリビアと同じように、良ければ僕も編纂者として君がどんなこ
れは
ありがとう。
私も
それじゃ
あ。What do I think is what Steve and Lagiacrus Wilds, which is more challenging? It's not okay, in my mind it's not which is more challenging. It's realistically what am I more used to? And Lagiacrus has a moveset I'm not used to. Once I started using a sword and shield, the fight became a lot quicker. So I was using what has turned into my bread and butter. Meanwhile, Steve is, in all honesty, it's like fighting a wrath that can give bleed. I'm gonna do a dance while we do this. Yes, I'm just doing this so I can talk. Basically, I would put Steve in the category of it's like fighting a wrath, but a little more difficult, because it can cause bleed and has the ability to throw spikes. That aspect, yeah, is a little more difficult to work with. Oh, they did. They spent way too much money on this animation. This is probably my only thing I can give out a 10 out of 10 for this update. This update, the dances, 10 out of 10. But they spent way too much money doing this. Yeah, I genuinely... Oh, you redeemed dogs? Oh, you did. I don't know why my alerts didn't go off. Get yours later. Wait. The treat was swimmy bacon. Swimmy jerky bacon bars. Salmon recipe. Steve's gun is awful compared to the shot pipe stuff is once again proof Capcom either hates bowguns or don't know how to make them. Yeah, like the fact that it's locked. Like, just to talk about this again, the fact that it's bowgun. Steve's bowgun is locked to either normal or is basically locked into normal. Where is it? Normal, spread, and that's it. It's that moment of just... It's just sad. I genuinely think Capcom knows what they're doing. Hey, back. Come on. I think Capcom knows what they're doing. And it's the fact that what they're trying to do... Oh, my side. I think they're trying to avoid what happened in World, which is bowguns being just atrociously good at stun locking things. Which is why they made things like sticky and slicing completely useless. And then they made spread completely useless by making you unable to modify recoil. It feels intentional. Where now with bowguns, it's that matter of you're looking at what's the fancy ability they have. It doesn't, and sometimes those abilities aren't always the best. Where I think genuinely, right now the bowgun with the best ability for a bowgun is either going to be, you want a normal setup, it's gonna be Steve's for just a normal setup. Lagiacrus specifically for piercing. With thunder resistance converter. And then Zoshia's with white flame torrent. Like, these are out of every bowgun. Yeah, it turns your thunder resistance into damage. Which is pretty much the only time I can think, hey, that's useful. Throw in the entirety of Lagiacrus' armor and do it that way. Which is... Who in their right mind decided to give this a beta set this good of stats? It's not even, like, the numbers for, like, the resistances. It's the decos? It's the deco options on top of, oh yeah, this is a beta set. Weakness Exploit 5? Maximum Might 3? Stamina Surge 3? Latent Power? These are just your best damage skills thrown onto armor. At max level. Except for, like, one of them. Frenzy monsters are not even relevant. Bear is so far from being relevant, it's kind of sad. Or people are lighting off fireworks. U59, UK9, FG. Yeah, the code's the same. Just come to this woman in game and add that code into the squad, into the squad. Squad ID, and you should be able to join. Oh. He's stupid. I fixed it. I would love to play the Fallout series in the future. Like, I want to go through and play Fallout 1 and 2 again. Same with New Vegas. I'm not a fan of 3, nor am I a fan of 4. I want to go through and play New Vegas, 1, 2, and New Vegas. I really do. For the quick explanation why I'm not a fan of 4 nor a fan of 3. 3 gets the setting right, but the gameplay is very off. 4 gets the gunplay really well, but it does not get the setting correct. Nor is it really a traditional RPG. It's an action RPG. Or as I put it, an action RPG light. Hey, Justin. I wouldn't even call it incomplete. I would just call it not a Fallout game. didn't, it doesn't get the setting right. It doesn't stick to anything like lore purposes. It just doesn't. It's a Fallout game in name only. Yeah, it's like a reboot. That's exactly it. It's like a reboot. I'll talk about 76. Hey, 76 at least references the old material. We can at least give it that. Everything else, no. Just no. Yeah, that's the only praise I'll give 76, is it at least references the old material that was written by Chris Avalon. Because that man actually knew how to write a story based in that universe. Everyone else doesn't. Just watered down complete. That's a way to put it. Now, who do I farm first? Steve or Legiacris? Who do I go after? Let's see. Do a tempered Legiacris. It's doing this again. Do. It always does this. Every update, the netcoding just gets progressively worse. Every update, the netcoding just gets progressively worse. It just does. Yeah, Rise was very easy. Yeah, the Capcom online gaming servers, also known as the COG servers, are honestly terrible. They did. They went from really good to straight trash. Like, that's the weird part. How do they go from decent... How did they go from decent in Rise to just Garbo? Oh yeah, the game was pushed out really early. I'll give it that, like, no matter what it was. It's pushed out so early, it's not even, like, debatable. And it was pushed out because they needed money. Purely so they didn't get dragged into court by investors. Yeah, it's always, as I put it, it's not the... Sometimes the blame can fall on the dev team, sometimes the blame can fall on the artist team, because for some varying reason. Most of the time, it's gonna be the corporate heads. Or investors, because they're demanding too much. Very rarely do you have it to where the developer team is just that bad. Or the art team is just that bad. Ow, my nose. I was wondering, where did the switch axe come from? Dragon Dogmas 2 just dead silent? What do you mean by that? Oh, nobody talked about... Yeah. I know Operator was playing it earlier in the week. Tried to make it for normies, in my opinion, but didn't want to give up their core audience. I don't know. That one I don't know about. In we go! Fire the harpoons! Dang it. Oh no. Plus, it had too much story, but it pushed monsters out faster, which is why no one complained. I don't think the story is an issue, because Monster Hunter having story is neat. The world is probably one of the few that genuinely can have a metric ton of story. But it can't be this oh so big, grandiose, I am this oh so powerful hunter that can do absolutely anything type of story. Because then it's just lost in the mud. Then it's just lost in the mud, and it feels like any other action adventure game. I believe how people. Wow, I am peeking my microphone. I believe the way it was done in the manga of Outrage and Leading Hunter, particularly Leading Hunter, not very much Outrage, did it very well. Because the story of Leading Hunter is just the hunters that are of the focused group trying to prove themselves. Going after existing monsters that we all know, and sometimes one or two new monsters might show up. It's very much a case situation where the story is the story of average people in this universe taking up a job that is excessively dangerous in a world that, well, many people actually aren't hunters, but people have to do it. Because if they don't, the civilized lands become endangered by the monsters in the frontier. And if they were to take that type of methodology to the actual story writing, I think it would be a lot better. Have it be more grounded in the actual growth of the hunters. Scrap the idea of, oh, there's just a lot of hunters now. Return back to the idea that hunters aren't this oh-so-big class of people, where they're actually quite rare, and older hunters are even more rare, because the older you get, the harder it is to hunt a monster. Type of scenario. The actual concept used to be grounded in a much more weakened state for the hunters, in which it was known they had limits. If those limits were put back on them, I think having a much more story-focused game mixed with actual hunting, not so much a fighting game type of methodology to the combat, would work. I think it would work. But that also requires you to have a competent writer. Personally, if they got the writer who wrote Leading Hunter, I think it would be good. Or if they got the writer who was promoted and then his replacement came in and messed everything up, hey, even better. Okay. Can take a drink of my coffee while we listen to this. Because I need to drink something because my throat's starting to get scratchy. Also, yeah, Link, I agree. There is just too much Nata. I want to say Nata. It's not Nata. There's an H in there. No, I read Nata as Nata. It's like, my brain just agrees like, oh, that's Nata. That's how you read it. No, there's an H in Nata. There's an H after the second A. So my brain just like, wait a minute, that's not how that works. Is the H after the second A or the first A? I forget. But you get the point. Okay, it's after the second A. There it is. But yeah, my brain reads it as that, and I have to read his name in a script within the day, within like tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'm probably gonna. It's probably gonna be read as Nata on just without thinking. Oh, you didn't kill it. What's your highest star? What's the highest star you can go to right now? Because it's, no, yeah, Dayton, this is a high rank 6. You should be able to do a high rank 6. Operator just got in, so we can wait for operator. Plus I gotta restock because I accidentally used a max potion. I'm actually just gonna remove my max potions. I don't want to keep using them. Eat really quickly. Oh, we need the cooking cats back. But yeah, I think after this update, I'm probably just gonna officially say, you know what, uninstall and just wait for the master rank. I got Frontier, I got World, I got a bunch of different of the games to run. I know that sounds weird. I died. I died once, another guy died once, and then another guy died once underwater. Plus, I want to see if the reason why I'm having some issues with RAM is because of Denuvo. Because for some reason, on startup for my computer, I'm pegged at 8 to 9 gigs of RAM being used. And it's just like, I'm not using that many programs at startup. And I have no malware, no viruses. I want to see if it's Denuvo being stupid. So I'm probably gonna find a. I'm probably after a night do a complete uninstall of this game and then find a remover program that can just specifically target Denuvo and all of its assets and just remove it.
無事かい？それにしてもさすがの電撃の威力だね。配電卓を狙い続ければもしかしたら雷の力を弱めること。
Yeah, I just took a bunch of damage.
追加の支給品が届いたよ。
My blocking did not succeed. Yeah, there is a content issue. World is up there to have as much content as Generations Ultimate. And Generations Ultimate has a roster in the 90s. I miss games being made like GU. I want to return to old style games, but I know it will never happen. And the sad thing about the auto run feature is to get to some places on the map, you actually downright need the Sacrete. We got a lance, a gun lance, and a longsword. And the hilarious thing is, I'm using gun lance and playing bonk lance. Why bonk lance? Because bonk lance is best gun lance playstyle. Hey, that's so called. See? I thought the king of the sea was Cedius.
この奥はもしかして奴の巣か。
Wait a minute. Okay, so here's the thing. We got Legaia, Chris. We have swimming. When are we getting Cedius?
しようとしてる。
水中で攻撃して食い止めるしかない。
地上からの情報提供は任せて。
Yes, I want Cedius back, okay? I don't expect full-fledged water combat to come back. I just want Cedius. That or Dire Morales. One of the dragons that we don't get to see all that much anymore. Fancy animation! Okay. Wound down its leg if you want to hit it. Eat gun! Okay, trap it. How does he remind you of Kezu? Oh, constant lightning. Do 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 do. Now we can hunt Lagiacrit properly. Mm-mm. Yep. Dancing. They really sunk way too much money into these things. This move's very fluid. They perfect the dancing before the gameplay. Yes. They made the dancing as good as they could before they actually made the gameplay as good as they could. Operator, your health is already at half.
私が収集した素材はいつも通り一時保管ポーチに。
Oh, you spawned there. Some games can pull off the I'm so terrible, I'm good. Not all of them can. Throwing out a life powder. Like Genshin, quality content. No, I know what Genshin content creators do and how mentally insane they are. Not even gonna happen. Yeah, they make AAA gacha games, and here's the thing about gacha games. I have an addictive personality. There's a reason I no longer play Fate Grand Order. It's called... It is actually addicting. I've played Warframe for many years, off and on. I just can't stand how they're doing content drops right now. Because the content drops for Warframe are terrible. It's micro content, and the micro content they're releasing is awful. Also, the selective enforcement of their TOS is just infuriating. I don't anymore. I did for a long time. That chase for... Oh, the chases for as many Emiyashiro as I could get. Not fun. Needing to wait just for events to do it as well was never fun as well. Yes, I'm a huge fan of Emiyashiro, dang it. Although I do think my favorite version of Shiro is either the version of him when the Miyu version. Do I look like I'm 7 years old, Link? No, I don't. I don't like Fortnite. And honestly, I find Dragon Ball overrated. Well, modern Dragon Ball Z. Original Dragon Ball is great. Do 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 do.
見ててよ。
Fate Grand Order has an amazing story. The downside is it's Fate Grand Order, meaning their story comes out so slow it's comically insane. Because if you're not in Japan, you're waiting like 2-3 years for just one update. That's the downside of Grand Order, is its Japan releases are so staggered it's not even funny. When it comes to them being released outside of Japan. They put way too much effort into these dances, man. They put way too much effort into those dances. And no, I will not do a luring dance. Whoever thought of that one is a dingus. We got your back, buddy. Like the word granny? Like grandmother type of granny? If so, yes? Oh. I don't even know what that is. So I assume not, most likely not. More people talking about Skibbity. When I don't even know why people enjoyed it. I know it's still referenced. Not by me. Remember Elsagate? Elsagate is why YouTube decided to do so many bad things. That hurt a lot of channels, man. Like, I may not watch them all the time, but I remember the channel Outdoor Boys. They're just camping. They're just camping. Yet, for some reason, they deem that as cannot have a comment section. Like, I find it so infuriating for them. Especially when they had to make a video about it. Just a dad and his kids camping. Or the dad himself camping in, like, Alaska. Man really likes Alaska. Immediate hit. Good job. It's armor. Oh no. Goes to farm Lagiacrus because of the armor. Add on its weapon, it's Its weapon should be useful. At least as a lance. We take it for a ride. No one said I'm... Okay, no one said I'm smart. I can at least figure out a point to talk. But that... I won't leave it permanently uninstalled. I genuinely just want to see if it's de novo causing issues, ultimately. Because, yeah, my RAM should not be pegged at, like, between 7 and 9 gigs immediately at startup. Worlds and fatalities. Dayton, you have 9 more. 9 more people just need to sub for you to force me to fight Fatalis with no armor. That's all you gotta do. It's all you have to wait for. True, it has also gotten really memory intensive. And yes, if any of you want to see me fight Fatalis with no armor solo, that's a goal. You want to make me suffer with that.
見ててよ。はい。
I kind of want them to bring back Switch Axe F and Switch Axe, where you get to pick. Do you want it to start in sword form, or do you want it to start in axe form? And then that determines what the gauge is. But I know they probably will never do that. Gotta check one thing. Do 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 do. You say like getting 9 people's a Tuesday task. I mean, Fallout 5. Just leave the Fallout series alone, man. Let it go. Stop giving Todd Howard an excuse to blaspheme a series that should just be that should just be left to rest. The only time I would even give it the time of day at this point is if they had Chris Avalon writing it, and they basically stuck with the Fallout 1 and 2 style of leveling. That's it. That is the only time I would give it a time of day now. And Todd Howard has made it very clear he doesn't like Chris Avalon. And he does not like the old system. He does not like how the old games he doesn't like how the old games have run now. Stop giving Bethesda the pass to release more broken product. Yeah, I don't trust Bethesda either. Also, that was a joke. Don't actually try to find 9 people. I do this for free, and anyone here who provide... Hey, big fan. To anyone who provides support in the form of Twitch subscriptions, stuff like that, it is just... You have my thanks. You have my thanks automatically. I was blocking, game! Does that count? Hey, just being here also helps, man. Just being here helps. That's the beauty of it all. Even if you're here to watch and just chat, or even just lurk, it helps. Stab. I'm alive! Throwing out a powder. I was blocking, and I was stuck in the animation. There we go. I'm starting to like Gunlands. I'm starting to like Gunlands. I might check out Gunlance in the older games as well to see how I like it.
そこなら簡易キャンプが建てられるかもしれない。
We already have this hunt down to a science where it takes less than... It's gonna take less than 10 minutes each run. Added Conga Lol into... no, I don't. But that sounds heinous. Okay. Divine Blessing saved me. I'm alive! Keep cutting at it! Tear its flesh from its body! Rip its bones apart and crack them into bone marrow! I think. Went a little too dark there, I'm gonna be honest. Went a little too dark. Or did I not go dark enough? Who knows? Give me 1 minute. Need to text my mother 1 second. Actually, I'll just call her. Oh. Turn around so I can go with you. Okay, I'll be out there in a minute. Okay, that's stream. I'm gonna go get some dinner because I haven't ate. I'd like to eat. It's getting to about 9:35, 10 o'clock at night. I gotta eat some dinner. I haven't ate it all day. With that said, thank you everyone who comes. Thank you everyone who came. I'm gonna raid out quickly to... I'm gonna just quickly engage a raid over to... Where is he? To... Icy Pants VA. Everyone who has emotes, spam them out. Thank you everyone who came and watched on YouTube and Twitch and Kick. Oh no, I said the accursed website. See ya. God bless. Later.